Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, no sad news, all fun stuff, including the Ariel Atom. There's been rumors swirling around the old interwebs that we may get a hybrid version of this machine, and it's all down to the fact that most of these vehicles are powered by Honda power, which actually is supplied by the folks over at Honda. Well, with Honda actually been working on a bigger and bigger footprint of electrification inside of their vehicles to increase fuel economy and help with the CO2 emissions, and the fact that that brand new NSX has now got a hybrid drivetrain that's actually tuned for performance, that Honda may be in the likings to actually build a hybrid performance-style drivetrain for the folks over at Ariel. And I, on one hand, could not wait to get my hands on one of these machines if that deal comes to light. To think of this thing as one of the best track day weapons, it becomes a lot sharper on the sharp end if they get that hybrid drivetrain. So we'll wait and see if we hear any more about this. Next up on the list, Ford made a big announcement over the past several days, obviously still beaming in the afterglow of that big win at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. They've extended the contract with the GT program and Chip Ganassi Racing for another 3 years through the end of 2019. So it's going to be really exciting to get to see the GT get to go to Le Mans another 3 times. Hopefully get to back up the big win from this year. So cannot wait to hear more stuff and get to see this thing on the track. Hopefully going head to head maybe with its American rivals at Corvette. Maybe they'll have a little bit better year next year at some of the events. So we'll wait and see on this front, but very exciting news for the folks over at Ford Racing. Next up on the list, here it is. The long-rumored Aston Martin Red Bull love child that was fathered by one of the greatest Formula One designers of all time, Adrian Newey. Adrian Newey, who still does things old school, none of that CAD system, computer-aided drafting stuff, still does it with a paper and pencil, designed this road car masterpiece. The first time he's ever designed a road car. This is the brand new AMRB 001. Now, this particular vehicle is built at a very high level. There's a lot of talk that this machine is going to have a high-revving, high-capacity V12. Now, it got me thinking of the old days. Remember the V10 era or the V8 era inside of Formula One? Being this car is kind of built to be somewhat of a road-going Formula One automobile. Maybe somewhere around 19,000 to 22,000 RPMs. Okay, probably that V12 is not going to actually run those, but could you think maybe 10,000 or maybe 12,000 RPMs? There's a possibility right there. Not to mention, they're going to talk about this vehicle having a 1-to-1, much like the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, to have a horsepower for every kilogram of weight that this vehicle is actually going to be carrying around. So it's going to be very lightweight, very high horsepower. Now, they've yet to release a lot of other information other than they're planning on how many they're going to build, somewhere between 99 and 150 of them, plus another 25 track day only cars are in the offering. Aston Martin's claiming they've already got over 300 folks that are interested in these machines, and over half of those folks are really interested in the track cars. This is an interesting automobile, Formula One styling all over it, including massive underbody diffuser to really suck this machine to the ground. Not to mention the seating arrangement apparently is much like a Formula One car where your rear end sits very low but your feet sit very high. It's going to be an awkward moment indeed. Now, they haven't talked about 0 to 60 numbers, quarter mile times, top speed, but they have said that this vehicle is going to be able to lap the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, which the Formula One circuit is going to be racing at this weekend of the British Grand Prix. It's going to be able to lap that circuit in the kind of pace, the kind of lap time that a modern-day Formula One car in race trim is going to be able to achieve. So, this thing is going to be an absolute monster, and obviously going to require somewhat of an experienced hand, at least behind the wheel of this vehicle. Now, alongside of that V12, there's also going to be an HY-KERS system, an energy recovery system that's actually going to recover some of the lost heat and energy from when the vehicle's decelerating or braking. Now, that small battery pack and that HY-KERS system are supposedly not going to be powering or help to power the engine itself, but quite possibly be used for reverse, because this vehicle does not have a reverse gear. Yes, you heard me right. It's a very interesting piece, this thing. Now again, between 99 and 150 of these built. Not for sure what the track day cars are going to actually cost as well, but there's talk that the regular road version is going to cost somewhere between 2 and 3 million pounds sterling. That has not been officially announced in any way, shape, or form. This is just the rumblings that you hear on the old internets. The other trick is they haven't yet released a whole lot of official information. There's talk that it may debut at the Paris Motor Show, or shoot, it could debut this weekend, the weekend of the British Grand Prix as well. So not for 100% sure, but guarantee when we hear something, we'll let you know. Next up on the list, bam, the Ferrari Spider. Now, if you're a fan of Top Gear, you got to see Gordon Ramsay, who was a star in the rallycross car, actually show off a small box with a key where he claimed that he had already purchased a new Ferrari Spider. This thing's an intriguing piece for the sheer fact that the F40 never had a drop-top version, the F50 never had a drop-top version, and the F60 or the Enzo never had a drop-top version. So this is the first of its kind from the highest, the high-performing Ferrari to actually get a soft-top version. And they haven't gone soft in the performance because much like the hard-top, it comes with the 6.3-liter normally aspirated V12, making 789 brake horsepower, 516 pounds-feet of torque. Now, it's got a HY-KERS system, or a kinetic energy recovery system inside of it as well. Kicks out another 161 brake horsepower and 148 pounds-feet of torque for a grand total of 950 brake horsepower and 664 pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 62 comes in just 2.8 seconds at a top speed. It's a little bit lower than the hardtop because of the convertible version, and it comes in at 217 miles an hour. They made 499 of the hardtops. They have yet to announce how many they're going to build of these, how much it's going to cost. Those rumors and all those will be made solid come up at the Paris Motor Show when this makes its official debut. But we've also heard rumblings all over the internets. This car's already sold out, and there won't be any more on for offer. So we'll keep you tuned when we hear more information on this machine. Last up on the list, let's talk about, well, Mr. Chris Harris. Because guess what? Now that Top Gear is over, apparently this guy is still in good with the old BBC. They're going to be showing his Chris Harris on Cars internet show on the old BBC in the Top Gear time slot over the next several weeks, which has got us thinking that Chris Harris is in for Top Gear for season 24. Not to mention, I've been seeing a lot of Rory Reid lately, a lot of stuff on TopGear.com. Not to mention, he was at the old Car Throttle studios, actually went live with them over the old Facebook machine. A lot of talk that he's going to be back with the old Top Gear franchise as well. So you can enjoy some Chris Harris on Cars, or a.k.a. Chris Harris driving, on the old Top Gear YouTube channel and website. So more good stuff to come from these folks. We'll keep you in tune once we hear that official lineup, which will probably be coming very soon. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.